providing financially. And I know, people don't really understand the concept of that on the internet, but that's why I'm saying to you that, he can be someone who has his finances in order and pay for all the dates when you're with him, but then he's not providing in other ways. He doesn't show up consistently in those dates. Maybe you have a date with him 1 month, and then 3 or 4 months later he's popping up again. That's not consistency. So these qualities and character traits are going to matter a lot to you too. It's not just always about money. And I actually personally used to date a guy who was very financially set. He had plenty of money. He was an awesome provider. He always paid for everything for any woman and their friends, right? He was an awesome provider, knew he was supposed to do that. But when it came to being consistent in showing up energetically and showing up to be a sort of committed romantic partner and showing up emotionally, he was completely lacking in all of those areas. And so unfortunately and inevitably, it just did not work out because even though he was consistent in paying for all the things, the other areas were severely lacking, and he had a lot of work to do in that. So as for someone like myself who is very attuned to my needs and my body and to my feelings and things that trigger me and set me off, things that feel very uncomfortable to my nervous system, and then having the ability to gauge what that means and tap into it and look into it deeper, it just wasn't going to work well for me because I was a woman who was wanting to sit and relish in the essence of her femininity without all the confusion and potential chaos and instability of a man who was just not emotionally present, not always physically present, but rather it was certain that he was going to be not present and very inconsistent. And what's also interesting is that if you do happen to have these patterns of relationships and you end up always getting into these kinds of partnerships with these guys that are just not available to you emotionally or just not showing up consistently, and you always find yourself having to put in the work, put in most of the effort and do the thing and take the action and plan the dates and plan when you're going to see them again, or like if you don't reach out to him and if you don't show up in his life, then it's like you will never hear from him because